The year was 1781. The British forces, under General Cornwallis, were entrenched in Yorktown, Virginia. Supplies were dwindling and morale was low. Yet there was hope. Reinforcements from New York were expected. The British soldiers were seasoned but weary, but the American and French forces were closing in. General Cornwallis set up defensive positions hoping to repel the attackers. The town itself became a fortress with earthen walls and redoubts. The combined forces outnumbered the British. However, the reality of the American resolve and French military prowess was about to shatter those hopes. General Cornwallis's strategy at Yorktown was one of calculated resilience. The plan was to dig in and create formidable defences. Trenches were dug and artillery placements were meticulously planned. The British command believed in their superior firepower and trained ranks. Cornwallis communicated frequently with General Clinton in New York. He requested reinforcements and supplies, but delays were inevitable. The strategy also involved psychological warfare. Cornwallis hoped to demoralize the American and French troops with the sight of British resilience. Yet, as days turned into weeks, cracks began to show. The French Navy controlled the Chesapeake Bay, cutting off escape routes. Life for the British soldiers at Yorktown was a blend of monotony and terror. Each day began early, with soldiers manning their posts. The heat was relentless, and rations were meagre. Letters from home were rare, bringing a mix of joy and sorrow. The camaraderie among the men was their greatest solace. Drills were a daily routine, and discipline was maintained rigorously. Yet the constant threat of attack loomed large. Despite the hardships, there was a sense of duty. But as the siege dragged on, fatigue set in. The reality of their dire situation was sinking in. The British forces at Yorktown had complex interactions with the local colonists and their allies. Some colonists remained loyal to the Crown, providing intelligence and supplies. However, their numbers were few and their influence waning. The majority of the colonists were either neutral or supportive of the American cause. This hostility made it difficult for British soldiers to move freely. Foraging parties were often met with resistance. The locals viewed the British as occupiers, not liberators. The British had support from German mercenaries known as Hessians. Coordination between British and Hessian units required meticulous planning. Each interaction painted a picture of a British force struggling to maintain cohesion in a hostile environment. The Battle of Yorktown was marked by several critical decision points and turning moments. Cornwallis's decision to fortify Yorktown seemed sound, but ultimately trapped his forces. The arrival of the French fleet in the Chesapeake Bay cut off British naval support. Cornwallis's requests for reinforcements from New York were pivotal. General Clinton's delayed response sealed the British fate. A significant turning point was the night assault by American and French forces on British redoubts 9 and 10. Their capture broke the British defensive line. Cornwallis's options were now severely limited. A storm thwarted a planned night evacuation across the York River. With no hope of relief, Cornwallis was forced to consider surrender. The defeat at Yorktown had a profound impact on Britain and its future policies. News of the surrender reached London, causing a political upheaval. The British government faced intense pressure to seek peace. The loss shattered any remaining hope of retaining control over the American colonies. General Cornwallis faced the stigma of defeat. The soldiers grappled with the reality of their situation. The British defeat at Yorktown influenced future military and diplomatic strategies. Britain shifted its focus to preserving its remaining empire. The legacy of Yorktown marked the end of British rule in the American colonies. The echoes of the battle continue to resonate through history.